So there's something that came out in the Epstein files where Hillary Clinton was sleeping with one of her staff members.
So Chick-fil-A switched to lab-grown meat.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day and has had a good weekend, y'all. We got a good one coming up today. Was 9/11 an inside job? People hanging upside down at concerts? What's this world coming to, y'all? Let's get into it. Before we get into it, though, make sure you guys watch throughout the whole video. That helps the channel grow tremendously, y'all. But with that being said, let's do what we all came here for. Let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Was 9/11 an inside job?
9/11 was not an inside job. All 9/11 was CIA and FBI not speaking the same language, not talking to each other, even when they had corroborated, valuable intelligence that the 9/11 Commission in 2003 concluded would have prevented 9/11 from happening. And they just didn't talk to each other. They were so bad at talking to each other that we had to create the Director of National Intelligence, the DNI. The reason 9/11 happened goes back to what you've already said is true about government. It is a show. Government is innately inefficient. We're just too embarrassed to admit that we're just incompetent.
Where the hell is this man, Farnsworth Bentley, when it comes to Diddy and all this drama? To be Diddy's butler, the umbrella man was seen around all over the place with Diddy. The only thing I want to know is why he is silent in all of this and where the hell is he? I personally believe that Farnsworth Bentley knows a lot more to the Diddy drama than anyone. Or maybe he even participated in some of the Diddy shenanigans.
Have you guys seen the prediction for December 19th through Christmas? Absolutely bonkers. 50% of the population dies. Snowflakes the size of your hand. It's just this whole entire wild thing. You really should watch it.
They found that train that went off signal. I don't think that those people are the same people. From what I saw, I will watch every passenger. I really would. Yeah, their family need to watch them. Sometimes things don't come back the same.
So Charlie Kirk didn't have a church funeral. There was no death certificate. There's no burial site or grave. There was no official autopsy or ballistics report. There's not a single eyewitness that's on the record. He has an alleged grieving widow that's taking over the show. They tore down a literal crime scene, erasing any potential evidence the very next day. There was no life-saving measures being taken on the scene. There was no paramedics, no ambulances. There was zero blood on his perfectly white shoes. The stadium for his funeral was booked 4 months ahead of time before his death. Why is Erica Kirk acting so suspicious all the time, and why are none of the big voices even talking about it? Do you know what Charlie and Erica's kids' names are? No, you don't, because nobody does, and no one's ever seen them. And apparently, they don't have birth certificates. Why did Kash Patel say, "I'll see you in Valhalla"? Why did the number 33 appear so often around the scene? Why did it take 33 hours to find the alleged suspect? Why is there a man on record saying that he prayed for 33 hours? How is there zero videos or pictures showing Charlie with his kids out in public? The fan base that he had, it's not possible for him to go out in public with his kids and there not be at least one photo of them. Why is it that everything that happened also happened in a movie called Snake Eyes from 1998? Why did Charlie sell his house 8 months prior to this happening? Why was Erica Kirk smiling and laughing on different podcasts pretty much a week later after her husband was just publicly executed? Were their kids just at home with a babysitter after the most tragic event in their life just happened? Why are gun experts saying that that type of gun would have taken his whole head off, but for some reason it just left a little pinhole in Charlie? Why was the tent the exact dimensions it would need to be for the hologram projector that was behind them to work? And this is just a few of the million more things that are not right about this entire situation.
So the whole time I was thinking, how are they having an open casket? Because the way he was taken out was like to the jugular. There was this explosion. It was horrifying, disgusting. And how did you have an open casket after that?
I mean, look at his hands, y'all. Look at them. They look like Happy Gilmore, the coach's hand that was made out of wood, right? That's what those hands look like.
And not that I wanted them to show us, but you couldn't see his face. You just saw somebody's hands, and the coloring, they look like fake hands. Like it just looked like a wax figure. It was very, very strange, very awkward. This looked like just an Instagram story. Like they literally were like, look, I'm going to show. So you can see in a reflection in the casket, it looks like this big thing is right behind her, like a big camera, right? And it's like they were just doing an Instagram story or an Instagram post. Like, all right, get your hair and nails and makeup done. We're gonna have the camera real tight behind you. Don't get up too fast. I'm gonna be right behind you. Hold up the medal. You know, it's like Snapchat or Instagram. Like you can't tell me there's not some.
But bro, like niggas gotta understand that at this point, door dashing is a dead end street. It's not like how it was 5 or 6 years ago when you could make $700 to $800 in 30 to 35 hour weeks doing that shit. It's just not like that anymore. Shit is too expensive nowadays. Food is too expensive. Gas is too expensive. It's just not worth it. Niggas do not tip. DoorDash will deadass have you drive 20 miles for $8. I swear to God, there's just no point in doing it. There's so many other things you can do than DoorDash. You can sell clothes. You can walk people's dogs. You can babysit. You can shovel snow. There's so much other shit that you can think, and that's just off the top of my head, so much other shit you can do than DoorDash. It's just not worth it. Bro, I don't even consider that shit a side hustle. That's how inefficient that DoorDash shit is. I swear to God.
So there's some
Well, they actually, when I used to do DoorDash, like the flat fee was like $6. Like if nobody tipped, you were making $6 at least, right? I used to have a goal like I wanted to hit 300 by Tuesday. By the end of Tuesday, I want to be at 300, and that means I'm gonna have a good week, right? Because Thursday and Friday it's killing. But now it's like I did it like maybe 2 years ago, y'all. I don't even know what it is now, but it was like 250. 250. So even if somebody leaves a $2 tip, which is what people are gonna leave, right? It's like $5 for a trip. And that trip's gonna take you 30 minutes because you gotta drive to the store, you gotta sit there and wait, and you gotta drop it off. By the time you're back online, usually nowadays you have to drive back to the hot zone. You don't get one before you even deliver it. So there is so much more side hustles. Y'all, I used to pick up stuff out the trash and sell it out the trash. I had a storage unit and I would just sell trash out of people throwing away their trash, and I would just resell it. I was in and out of the storage all day. All day I was getting calls on Facebook, like just making money for free, y'all. 100% profit.
Epstein files where Hillary Clinton was sleeping with one of her staff members. He was saying that she was sleeping with this guy named Vince Foster. Vince Foster was actually brought in by, her and Bill Clinton, in which is Bill Clinton's childhood friend.
Okay.
They brought him in. Then they're saying, oh, Epstein said this. Hey, yeah, Hillary Clinton was actually sleeping with Vince Foster. Then, not too long after, he himself.
They always themselves. It's always a thing.
It's always suicide.
Especially around those, those guys.
Yeah. So, like, if you really look at the board of people that themselves, it's crazy. It's like 40, 50 people who all either worked for them or had something to deal with them. It was crazy. So they're saying that he had depression and he had pressure. There was something called Travelgate, in which a lot of people were getting fired through the Clinton administration, and bringing all their donors and friends in. But they were saying they falsely accused these people of doing all these things just to bring their friends in. And he was part of it and got a lot of scrutiny for it. And then that's where they said, oh, he had depression, but I think it was more.
No, for sure.
Epstein said it.
Oh, Epstein said it.
In his file. That's where it came out.
Wow.
Someone sent me a picture of the Chipotle menu from around 2017, and I almost blocked them. Glad I didn't call the cops, because I didn't need all this negative energy early in the morning like this. Because I remember like it was yesterday. $6 Chipotle bowls, and they were so big, they could feed a family of 4 for 3 weeks straight. And hold on, that's not even the scariest part. This is a picture from around 2007, a whole decade early. You see what I'm seeing? It's like the price is frozen time. And even the people, they look happier. It's like just a bunch of people living in the moment. And the thing is, we'll never see it again. It's like we're looking at ancient relics, hieroglyphics, and even looking back, the bowls had soul. They had a little bit of dignity. The scoops were scooping. And it wouldn't be this light drizzle over your food with the spoon like they do these days. It would be a torrential downpour of just food. It would be like a tsunami of just chicken all on your burrito bowl. This was a time where a Chipotle bowl would leave you full. You might have leftovers even. These days, I damn near eat the bowl.
Like even when the past couple times I've gone to Chipotle, I don't go often. For one, it is expensive. And for two, like the food's not even warm. Like the guacamole they put on there is like ice cold. The lettuce they put on there is ice cold. So it makes your food by the time the salsa they put on there is ice cold. By the time you get home, like driving home, it's your meat, your rice, your beans, your cheese ain't even melted, and you're paying top dollar for these things, and you get it and it's cold. It's like they're half-assing things, but still charging us a lot.
Fork and all.
I can't even believe this.
$10 Jimmy John's sandwich.
Oh, no way. No fucking way. Go get me my money back. There's no way. Dylan.
Just call into their corporate line. They're not gonna go give you your money back.
Well, they will. Like half-ass,
I'm
y'all.
appalled. Fine, I'll eat it. But I'm very upset about this.
Whatever.
He lost brownie points. He ain't getting some tonight. But, I ordered Jimmy John's a long time ago, y'all, at my apartment when I used to live in Arizona. A long time ago, I ordered, I think it was either Turkey Tom. I used to always get those turkey sandwiches or a tuna sandwich. I don't remember, y'all, but they brought me something like that. I called them back. Hey, they brought me a new sandwich with more on there, right? Long story short. But they wanted to take the old sandwich back. Like, I ate it. I'm getting two sandwiches for this, but it's just for one that the so-called inflation still from 2020 pandemic, they're still using that excuse, right? That they're price gouging. They're taking advantage of us, and then they're giving us crappy product like that. And then the customer service is garbage. Maybe, maybe if I walked in there and I got some good respect from people, then, I wouldn't feel like I'm getting screwed so much, right? Because it's nothing worse than going to get a Jimmy John's, spending, let's just say, $12 for that sandwich, chips, and a drink. But then you get that, and then the service is bad. Like, it sucks. Like, a good salesman is not going to make you feel like he screwed you over. When you go home, like, damn, that guy effed me. Same thing with fast food, y'all.
Three-Eye Atlas. Weren't they supposed to land or come by Earth by Thanksgiving? I haven't heard shit about that. Are they not coming anymore?
Woo! Cleanse! Cleanse!
Bury it like that. That's what you do. You bury it just like it is now.
My
Bury it like it is
goodness.
now. Bury it.
That's right. You're right.
You bury it now. What's wrong? Bury it. You know what the problem is.
Know something they don't
The
know.
reason he's destroying the coffin is because allegedly the funeral home was refusing to bury his brother in front of their face. And he has the thought that they reuse the casket after the family leaves. What they do with the body, cremate it, and when I looked it up, that's 100% illegal and unethical. And a lot of people would assume, oh, that can't be happening. That won't be happening. Well, should it matter if he destroys his brother's casket and force it to be buried into the ground? You get what I'm saying? Like people might say that's desecrating the dead, but like if I have a assumption and I want them to abide by that assumption, it shouldn't matter. We paid for the casket. That's my brother's money that paid for the casket. I want him to be buried in my face. Why are y'all lollygagging a burial at a funeral? I used to think at the funeral, you watch the person be put into the dirt. Did they stop doing that? This is all alleged, but what do you think about this situation? Would you destroy a casket for your sibling so that they were forced to never use that casket again?
So,
Y'all, they're reusing the caskets. They have to think about it. A casket's what? Let's say 7 feet by 3 feet. And there's funerals all day, every day. Like they would run out of space if they put that whole thing in the ground. Think about it. And I don't believe you're allowed to stay. I mean, I've never even tried the funerals I've been to. We just get out of there, but they drop it and then you throw your dirt on, your little handfuls, and then we're out. And they probably talk to the spouse or whoever, like whoever the family member is, like they probably have that talk like, okay, we got to get everybody out of here and we'll take care of the rest. I'm sure. But they have to be reusing those caskets. Think about it. There's a funeral there everyone I've ever known got buried at this cemetery on Northern Parkway, Northern Avenue in Phoenix, right? And Since I was little, they've been burying people there. They didn't run out of space yet. It's not that much space. It's probably like 5-10 acres, y'all. But I'm 35, so it's been going on for 30 years. They've been burying people there. Never closed down, never filled up. Isn't that kind of fishy?
Chick-fil-A switched to lab-grown meat. Chick-fil-A has always been giving you lab-grown meat. They all have. Surprise!
Okay, so this one's wild, but have y'all ever thought about how the ground beneath your feet might hold more space and more unanswered questions than the surface world that we live on? Like, we never really think about what's underneath us, and there's a lot. Earth is carved with massive cave systems so huge and complex that scientists say we've barely mapped a fraction of them. In the U.S., for example, we have the Mammoth Cave System. That's in Kentucky, and they say that's over 426 miles worth of map passages, and experts say that's only a part of it. Every time explorers think they reach the end, new tunnels open up, exposing even deeper layers, making it seem like the planet is hiding a whole second world deeper underground. This is all throughout the world. We're talking about labyrinths under Vietnam, Brazil, Mexico, China, Slovenia, Turkey. The list goes on. And these cave systems have chambers the size of skyscrapers, with flowing rivers, natural cathedrals, ecosystems that have evolved in total darkness, and there are many areas filled with light. The eerie part is that many civilizations have carved sacred temples, all types of storage chambers, and homes into mountainsides or below ground, as if humans have always had the instinct to also build downward. From Derinkuyu, which is the underground city that was discovered in Turkey, to the sacred monasteries underground in Ethiopia, down to all of the tunnels and cave systems across Europe and the Americas, it definitely seems like living underground shows up everywhere. Now, this doesn't mean that there are hidden civilizations. Right? But yeah, what this does mean for sure is that right now we don't know exactly what exists below us, and there could be hidden stories, hidden chambers, and the depth could be ongoing. In fact, some geologists said something very fascinating, that if you mapped all of the cave systems and the predictive cave systems that are underground, it actually has more square footage than what's above ground, meaning that we have barely scratched the surface, literally. Imagine that, a whole mirror world below us filled with tunnels, systems, empty halls, and all types of stone and carved architecture. What are the possibilities? It's giving the movie Us, it's giving doppelgangers, it's giving Undiscovered. But let me know what you think about this. Do you feel like we've even discovered 10% or been told about at least 10% of what really exists on this planet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've never heard about any of this stuff, save this video, go look into some of it, come back, share your thoughts. Per usual, this is all alleged. I cannot confirm or deny any information. I'm just going based off the research I've been able to find. Definitely don't want to misinform you, so I always encourage you to do your research. But whatever else I find out, I will be back. Like, follow, stay for some more tea.
Okay, let's talk about Vecna. Okay, first, that's a cockatoo up there, and then this is a half man, half horse, and half fish. They're known as Watchers and Guardians, and you got there by opening Watergate. Again, you have a 6 here, 6 hours till the next mark. You have the next 6, and then you got blue here, and you got blue. Also take note at how there's 13 benches with colors. Now this is a bookshelf inside of that plate. Notice how this one's straight, and then this one's twisted. Notice how you have 10 shelves. The straight column is male energy, the twisted column is female energy. And the 10 shelves, go look at Kabbalah. I won't be shocked if I find a binding ritual eventually. Well, isn't this interesting of this building I found in Syria? Looks a lot like that building. This is an Islamic building that had tunnels under it. That was known for a bathing place. Wasn't there a place on last night's episode when we were looking at Vecna's Island and, yeah, we had that bathing place? And, I called it a what type of place inside of there? Because of this tub and what you could view? We're still not in the upside down of Stranger Things. Take care, toodles.
If you come to the devil, you know you want to sell your soul for some, you know you don't need to have right now. Or if you really, really, really wanted that kidney, or you really, really, really wanted to go over here to what is it, Dubai or what? You really wanted a new life. You went through certain channels to get that life.
Yeah.
You knew what the consequences was.
Do people though?
Yes, they do. That's his whole game. It's to make sure you know what you're gonna do. Right now is the time for righteousness, bro. Some people really, really play the game of, okay, well, I'm going to look at this face and I'm going to ask all these questions, but at the same time, I really don't even have to ask all these questions. I need to ask other questions. You see what I'm saying? We can't go back. We can only go forward after everything that we've already done. Every time you wake up, you choose to be good or you choose to be bad. That's me too. We all in this room have a choice to wake up and be good or be fucked up. I try my best to not be fucked up based off of the fact that I know I have boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what has happened to me, regardless of what's been done to me, I have to be a child of God. That's why I'm not allowed in certain rooms. That's why I'm not allowed to touch people. I'm not allowed to hug people. I'm not allowed to kiss people. I'm not allowed to have sex. I'm not allowed to see my family. I'm not allowed to do, I'm not allowed, bro.
Who's not allowing you?
I'm not allowed. This is not, no, don't go there. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to. They're not ready. No, spiritually, they're not ready to deal with me. I have to seclude myself. Do you have the power to seclude yourself?
So you're moving yourself away from
Do you have the power to seclude yourself?
So you're saying you willingly moved your way.
I have to make sure that my peace is protected, my brother. There's everyone watching me every single moment when I think they're not.
So now he's not allowed anymore, right? But notice when he said who, he's like, don't go there, right? Don't go there. He ain't really exposing what needs to be exposed. He's exposing what he's allowed to expose. Same thing with this Diddy documentary, y'all. Why didn't 50 Cent make this 10 years ago? Right? Why did he decide to make it now? Because the machine wasn't done with him. He wasn't allowed to make that yet. You know what I mean? He tries to come off like, yeah, I'm the, I expose, I control, I'm not part of that, whatever, right? But why didn't he make it 10 years ago? We all knew what was going on 10 years ago. Why didn't he expose it then? Then it would have really shocked the world. But he exposes it after everything was already out when he's allowed to because the machine is done with him. The machine's not done with whoever's not allowing Orlando Brown, whatever. But whenever that machine gets exposed, guess what's going to come out? Tons and tons of documentaries on it. Tons and tons of footage because the machine's done with them.
Know why America didn't want us to see what was going on in China. And if you don't know, head on over to Xiaohongshu and check out those grocery hauls. Red Note. Go to Red Note and check out their grocery hauls. And if that's not a slap in the face for you, look at how much they spend on healthcare. Look at how much they spend on rent. We looking like a big joke in America. And if you want to get technical, somebody that just started using Red Note from America asked one of the Chinese people to tell them a joke. And you know what they said? Americans think that they're free, and we're really not. That hurt on every type of level that can hurt on. Are you serious? It makes sense now why they want to ban apps, why they don't want us knowing certain things. Look how these people are living over there, and then look at us. And not saying that that place is better than over here, because I wouldn't say so. But what I'm saying is, look how we have to go so hard over here. Minimum wage is how much? $7.25. Who can live on minimum wage in the United States? I'll wait.
Buddy.
We don't own no land in the United States. Shit, we don't own anything in the United States. Scrolling through, seeing another video. This guy said he is spending $80 a month for rent. 80 United States dollars a month for rent. Oh, man. Yeah, this shit is way bigger than a TikTok ban. Way bigger. America, you got some explaining to do. We want to know something.
The video you just saw shows fans who seem to end up possessed in the middle of a concert. And according to the spectators who filmed it, no one even noticed. All of this happened a few months ago. From the start, no one understood why an inverted cross had been placed at the center of the stage. The rapper was even using voices that sounded strangely demonic. We have proof that several women left the concert because they felt something was wrong.
I don't know if y'all hear that mess behind me that I'm leaving. Something is not right with that. Jesus, in Jesus' name. I'm walking up and down through this whole live concert, praying, clutching my pearls because that sounds like some mess.
There are more and more strange things happening in America right now. The music industry in the United States is turning the wrong way right before our eyes. The most shocking moment was at The Weeknd's concert. A forbidden word flashed discreetly on a giant screen as if it wanted to take something from the crowd. Watching some videos from that day, fans looked possessed. There was even another concert by an artist whose name I cannot mention here, but watching it makes clear the fans were no longer acting normally.
Oh,
Were they possessed because of the music, or was something else hidden during that concert? Many spectators claim that frightening unknown voices were coming from the artist's mouth. It is not normal to see this kind of thing during a show. It is not normal that scenes like the one I showed you have become more and more frequent these past years. You really need to be careful if you plan on going to one of these concerts.
Bro, did you hear? Scientists just discovered a new animal in the Middle East. No way, that's awesome. Let me see. It looks kind of like a horse, and it's called the Dabba. Bro, that's the last sign of the Day of Judgment. The Prophet ﷺ said that during the end of times, a beast called Dabba will rise from that part of the earth. And that once this happens, the world as we know it is over.
Breaking news, a man named Noah in Ghana is building an Ark of Doom because he says the world will end in a few weeks. He says God told him in a dream that starting on December 25th, the things written in the Bible will happen again and a big flood will cover the world. To save people, he is building huge boats. Noah, who lives in a small community in Ghana, says he spent months using special wood to build them. He says the wood is not normal. Every piece was prayed over and chosen with God's instructions. So far, he has built 8 arks using 250,000 wooden boards. He claims one ark can hold 6 million people. He calls himself Igbo Noah and says people from anywhere in the world can join him as long as they make a promise to follow God. Online, people are divided. Some admire his faith. Others laugh at him and say he is crazy. He now has 200,000 followers on TikTok, and he says he will not stop. Noah believes his mission is to save as many lives as possible before the rain begins. He is inviting anyone who believes him to help build more arks and get ready for the flood. Are we all meeting in Ghana this Christmas?
Power, deception, plants? Does that say plants? Okay,
Clear
plants, truth, myth, reality, power, deception. What do you mean by plants? Appears, music, brain, rhythm, mimic, time delay, deception. Dark, it says dark brain? I thought that was an N. I don't think that guy's correct.
Could be dank brain.
Go about, look at that other image, though.
I like Dank Brain better.
It looks like an N to me. Yeah. Very weird stuff.
The government's doing witchcraft on people.
Yeah, our money has sigils on it. So if you look at the dollar, first of all, it's a dead president on it. It's an ancestor.
Okay.
Off the rip, right? So when you look at the different pyramids and certain lines and how they print their money, it's all a spell. It's all a ritual, right? So every time you touch money, even psychologically, when you're thinking about money, it is all outlined to you. Subliminal, everything. Everything you watch is subliminal when you think about it. Your music is subliminal. You know, the 808s, all the beats, everything. They are 100% controlling us. That's why you get a certain feeling when you listen to certain music. It's frequencies. Everything behind that is strategic. They're not just putting it out to put it out, babe.
I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it. I think it has been an ongoing thought, which is don't lose yourself. I've seen so many people come before me and lose themselves.
This is one of Hollywood's biggest stars, Tom Holland, the Spider-Man actor worth over $25 million, part of the Marvel universe and dating a high A-list actor. Yet he's here saying he doesn't really like Hollywood. He admits that the industry scares him and that it changes people and that he's even lost friends because of it. But here's where it gets strange. The same man that wants nothing to do with Hollywood ends up doing this. Makes you wonder how much control actors and artists have in Hollywood. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Diddy sacrificed 9 people. In the beginning, he sacrificed 9 people at the basketball game. 50 Cent got shot 9 times. Biggie died on the 9th. Tupac died on the 9th month of the year.
I was at the Charlie Kirk shooting about 3 months ago, and in that time, I ended up taking a very few seconds of footage. I'd say anywhere around 30 seconds to a minute after Charlie Kirk was shot. I just had the thought I should film, and so it doesn't show him particularly, and I didn't think it had any significance, so I hadn't posted it. But I've gotten some comments and posts to post it, and I went back and watched it with some of my family members, and we noticed some things that after the fact people have been pointing out. So I'm just going to post it. Do with what you will. I hope there's something interesting in it. If you find something, please comment and let me know. Stitch it, whatever it is. I'd love to know if there's anything interesting in it, but I'll just attach it here.
Let's go. I find it so crazy that we only get paid 52 days out of the whole year. Out of 365 days, you get paid 52 days. And if you get paid bi-weekly throughout the whole year, you only get paid 26 times. Out of 365 days, fam.
At that
I
time,
get
I
paid 12
exposed that
days.
Ariana Grande
Or, yeah,
and
12
Justin
days.
Bieber were using 6 credit cards to buy the number one.
Well, who is going to explain this to me? What's this?
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list?
And that's the same person in 2025. And listen carefully.
I've said it, Dan Bongino said it, we've reviewed all the information, and the American public is going to get as much as we can release. He killed himself.
Oh, he killed himself. And look at his body language. Something in the end right here. Look. It's not obvious. And listen what he said here about releasing the files.
Release all the information about that? Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice. When do you think you'll have it done, Cash? I think in the near future, sir. Like before I die?
Yeah, that's the best one. And tell me how this guy went from this. This is him in 2024. And this is him now. Let me put both of these pictures side by side. Look at here. How this guy went from this to this. Look at his eyes. Here his eyes all good, and here without soul. Why is that? Maybe I'm tripping.
Turkey legs are not turkey.
For turkey legs we eat every year.
It's ham.
I hate exposing Vegas like this, but here's the truth.
Here we go.
Vegas has about 300 to 500 Chinese and Asian gamblers that they cater to relentlessly. They have their own if you go to the Venetian, there's a gentleman who has his own custom suite at the Venetian that only he has access to. If you go to the Wynn on Chinese New Year, you'll see them redecorate the whole place. Every casino has about 200 to 500 Chinese gamblers, and that's who they're catering to. That's because we come in here. If you and I go gambling, right? Even if I'm on a bender, I might $10,000, whatever. They'll come over here from China and blow $30 million on a gambling trip.
You don't feel, and I may be paraphrasing, that Los Angeles, we got the Olympics coming in 2028.
Yeah.
We're not ready for the Olympics, or we won't be ready for the Olympics?
I'm worried that we're not ready for the Olympics. I'm worried that we're not doing enough for the Olympics. That's what I'm hearing. And we can't miss this. We're going to be on a world stage, huge opportunity for Los Angeles to show how great this city is. And a huge opportunity to have millions of people coming into our city spending money that are going to support our small businesses, support our hotels, fill up the city coffers. We need to really benefit from this. We need to overskew for this, right? And I remember the 84 Olympics. Nobody was ever worried about being ready. Between Peter Uberoff and Tom Bradley, we just figured they got it, and they did. It was a hell of an Olympics. And we got to make darn sure that we're ready for the world stage.
What do you think we should do?
Well, you got to clean up the city.
Yeah.
You got to start with it's got to look clean, and it's got to be welcoming to tourists, and you've got to have the right hotels, and you got to build the infrastructure to get people around.
Can we do that in about 2 years and some change?
I think so.
Right. Okay.
I think so.
Oh yeah, when there's money involved, for the benefit of the politicians out there, they will get it cleaned up. They will get nice buildings out there, new restaurants, new everything. But for the people that are actually paying for that, we don't know what happened to that billions of dollars for the homeless that you guys, donated. We don't know what happened to it. All your tax money, we don't know, just disappeared. But when the Olympics come, They're gone. They're gone for how long are the Olympics? A month? They're gone for a month.
Flashlight on top of the cat's
Ridiculous.
head, but the light goes straight through
This
its
can't be
skull.
good for your
That's
cat,
because the
right?
skull is so thin it's considered nearly transparent. Even the eyebrows start
painful.
to glow, and in that moment, all the cat sees is red. Would you do this to your cat?
No. Doesn't look good.
I listened to over hundreds of old people's regrets in this lifetime. It came down to a couple core things. They wish they would have been true to themselves and lived the life how they truly wanted to live is number one. The second one, they wish they valued their health and longevity a lot better rather than just kind of trying, eating, and doing whatever, not thinking about the future. They thought life is maybe short, but it actually ended up being long. Some people that think life is long and short. And then number three is they wish they traveled more, had more experiences. They wish they expressed even the love more with people around them. And that all kind of comes down to just making the most of this lifetime. And I know there's logistics that kind of hold you back, but just acknowledge what these people that are in their 70s, 80s, 90s, or even 100s have said, because that's the wisdom. People knowing that we are the most interesting creatures that have ever existed, or at least one of them, why would we not study other people, the biographies, and listen to your grandma or grandpa maybe, or even your parents, because they're going to tell you these things. You're going to come back to where you are now and not repeat those same mistakes. And that's how you become an educated, a wise, and just successful person overall.
I predict that tons of fast food and restaurant places are going to go out of business before they figure it out. What am I talking about? The fact that it's so damn much money to go out to eat right now that people just aren't doing it anymore. And if they do it, they're going to places that have actually gotten it. What do I mean by gotten it? Okay, so I can go to In-N-Out for half the price of every other fast food place, and the food is better. I can go to Chili's, BJ's, or Red Lobster and get a meal for lunch for under $20 or happy hour $5 margaritas. Well, you can't go to McDonald's or Chipotle for under $20 now. Yeah, if you hit the dollar menu, you use the app and you do the little tricks.
There is no
and
dollar
stuff.
menu.
Me and my son went to Chipotle the other day. The video's everywhere. It was $52.64 for the two of us to get 2 bowls and 2 drinks. Like, these people have lost their minds. A lot of these fast food places and a lot of these sit-down places. Like Denny's, me and my son went to Denny's to have breakfast. It's a Denny's. It was over $62 for the two of us to have coffee and our breakfast. And I was like, what the hell did we eat? Yeah, we left a 20% tip, but I was like, $60 for Denny's? Like, are you people nuts? And then I saw an article the other day that Denny's has a whole bunch of restaurants closing. And it's just like, these places are just going to keep going under, guys, because they don't get it. They jacked the prices as high as they could possibly get it. They got this thing where like, okay, this is the most important quarter. Now this is the most important quarter. We just got to keep squeezing people over and over for as much money as we can get out of them. And you squeeze so hard that now all these places are way too expensive. Like right now you can go to Chili's at lunch. You can get a burger or a chicken sandwich, fries and a drink for $9.99 and walk out of Chili's. Chili's is packed at lunch. They figured it out. Red Lobster, happy hours, $5 margaritas. Red Lobster's packed at happy hour. Does that seem right to you? Nah, doesn't seem right to me. It's great for Red Lobster. Love it. But they figured it out. A lot of these places just jacked the prices so high, never came back down. And you see all these layoffs. You see all these businesses closing. You see all these businesses in bankruptcy. It's because they jacked the prices way too high and squeezed people way too hard and never came back down. And they'd rather go out of business than take a loss for a couple of quarters, get the prices back down to where they should be, and get their customers some value again. It's absolutely crazy when I see it.
Yeah, it's crazy, y'all. Like, they forget that we're the ones that keep you in business. But I don't know. I can drive today's Sunday. I can drive out in the afternoon, just drive. These restaurants are packed, y'all. There's people outside waiting at Olive Garden. There's people outside waiting at Texas Roadhouse. There's people outside, the line at McDonald's is still long. People are still going. Like, I hear all these people saying these restaurants are dead. Restaurants are dead. Like, when I go out to eat, which isn't very often, but when I do, they're packed. They are packed. These restaurants, these drive-throughs, they're still packed. I think if people stop going, they're gonna drop the. I mean, they already are. Look at McDonald's and McValue meal, all this nonsense, right? All this nonsense. But they are closing down a lot of restaurants and stuff. But they are just greedy, y'all. Just greedy, out of touch with reality. I think we got a clip coming up in today's video how these people are just so out of touch with reality.
It's still going out to eat because we really try to avoid it whenever we can, and we try to cook at home. Even that's crazy with the grocery prices, but it's still better than going out. Let me know.
Does anybody know how much it costs to make this beautiful product in China? Anybody want to take a guess? It's the iPhone 14. Yeah. $100? Okay, I'll take one more guess.
15
Anybody
bucks.
else want to guess? Okay, the lady?
Less than 100.
Less than 100, as in 99? Okay, one guy here in the back. How much? 300. So I got a 99 guess, I got a 100 guess, I got a 300 guess. You ready for the answer? $10.
$10.
I swear to God, I visited the factories 3 times. I've met up with the chairman of Foxconn, who makes these things.
Okay, so imagine you find a doorway that's carved into a mountain, like a natural doorway carved into a mountain, but instead of it leading you into a room, it leads you, they say, into a whole other world. This place is called Amarumuru, also known as Aramumuru, and they call it the Gate of the Gods, and it's in the Andes of Peru, located near Lake Titicaca. They say this is a huge stone portal about 7 meters tall, 7 meters wide, carved into a sandstone cliff with a smaller T-shaped niche carved at the base. Archaeologists have said that they have no idea exactly when this door was carved. In fact, some date it to pre-Inca civilizations like the Tiwanaku, but there is no solid dating, which makes this place a complete mystery. But there is even a legend about an Inca priest by the name of Amarumuru who actually was fleeing the Spanish conquest, and he had a golden solar disc which he called a key to the gods of the 7 rays. And the legend says that he actually made it to this carved door, and he placed this circular disc into a depression in the rock. And when he did, the door opened and a blue light came out. He entered, and they say he transferred to a completely different dimension. So do you all feel that there's a possibility that portals do exist, or do you feel as if, this is just being completely sensationalized and it's just probably an old location that was once used for a different civilization that we can't even fathom what its actual purpose was for? Despite the controversy, this place draws in shamans, travelers, conspiracy theorists, and researchers alike. However, it is intriguing that experts remain extremely cautious, though there are no archaeological studies that confirm the supernatural powers and claims of this specific location. At this point, nothing is impossible though, so what are the odds that this is some crazy portal? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you don't know what I'm talking about, save this video, go look into it, come back, share your thoughts. Per usual, this is all alleged, down to the disappearances. I can't confirm or deny anything. Always encourage you guys to do your research, but whatever else I find out, I will be back. So like, follow, and stay for some more tea.
Before Kobe passed away, he was starting his own. Y'all heard me say this before, but they keep trying to bury the story like it didn't happen. Kobe was out. Nike lowballed him, felt disrespected, so he was out. He was about to start his own company, give athletes better percentages. They thought because Kobe retired that they didn't have to give him a great deal because he retired or something. They think you on the court is what your value is. You playing basketball on the court. But Kobe Bryant, whether he's playing basketball or not, he still makes money, still moves the needle. Kobe's is the #1 selling shoe right now. And Kobe been gone for 5-6 years. A big part of the reason why I started 741 is kind of living that life. I don't care if it becomes successful or not, but I want to see more athletes being able to start their own brand, start their own company. And I want to inspire the next generation to do that because they don't think we smart enough as athletes. They don't think we disciplined enough. They don't think we know business enough to do something like that. So I want to prove them wrong.
You said that a lot of the main anchors at the big media companies were CIA operatives. Do you think that's happening today?
Yes.
Did you think I was a CIA operative?
No.
What are the signs?
When somebody is asked a difficult question about their government, their agency that they might be working for, they might answer it in a negative way, but then they'll say, yes, but. I think that allegiance mandates some kind of PR maintenance. And it doesn't make me say, oh yeah, 100% that guy is an agent or whatever. But it does make me say, that's interesting. That person got asked about something that happened in the 1950s with the CIA. And they say, yes, they did that back then. However, nowadays, their new focus is this and this and this. They'll throw a little commercial on top of the admission of the negative thing that happened.
That's why they removed all of the bells, because if anybody ever got sick, they would sit them inside a bell. And when they would then ring that bell, the frequency and vibration would then heal that person inside it. Just like linen sheets and copper bottles, everything is linked to frequency. And that's why the hospitals had the larger bells on, because patients needed to be healed through the frequency. And the larger the bell, the more frequency and vibration emitted. And that's exactly why all of the larger bells have cracks in, because then the bell's resonation is negatively affected and the frequency becomes negative. And so if you then think of the large bells we had If they were to then hit that bell and resonate it over a town, everybody would instantaneously heal. Because we know that sound frequency heals. And if you think the human body is made up of 70% water, any vibrations and sound frequency will then restructure all of your cells and heal you. And what's interesting is a lot of these bells were also made with copper, which is also interesting because that would then amplify that frequency further. But then the elites, like the Rockefellers, figured this out and then removed it. Because if everyone has a high frequency, nobody will then be sick and therefore dependent on their system, which will then not bring them any profit whatsoever. So standing by bells is very powerful.
Another hard rapper to work with was Will Smith. Had so much going on. Actor, singer.
I mean, did you do Big Willie style?
Yes.
That was your,
yes.
You promoted that?
All of it.
That
Will
one went
Smith.
platinum.
I know.
No, that one went 10 times platinum. It went diamond.
Wait a minute. I know. It sold so many records, I forgot. That's how good that shit was.
So maybe talk about Will. What was going on?
I mean, let me tell you something about Will. There's a lot of rumors out there that he's gay. He don't fuck with women. He into men. There's a lot of rumors out there about Will, but I think that helped his career. All the rumors, because how could you be gay and you fuck around? You got Jada Pinkett. Mm-hmm. At that time, that was the baddest bitch on the planet. Will on the road, he was difficult because Will at one time thought he was a bigger star than what he really was. So when you got a star like that, you gotta kiss ass and call name and hope you're doing the right thing.
No respect.
Then you got artists that'll get you fired. Well, I don't like him. And the record company is not going against no 20 million platinum
keep this in
artists
there
like
just for
Will
the burp.
Smith. Bring your ass home, Black.
Wait.
Come on.
Oh, so they kicked you.
No. He can do that.
Okay.
I didn't get kicked out.
Okay, you didn't get kicked out.
Hell, man, Will loved me.
We're gonna keep that for the burp, y'all.
Watch this.
Gyms. Now I don't think they're gyms. They're not gyms. They're fitness facilities. I can go into one of these gyms where they have these gyms in England where you pay 15, 20 pounds a month.
Yeah.
There's nothing. And they have 30 treadmills. They have tons of cardio. They have everything. But the people in there don't look like they even go to the gym.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's a sterile environment. They don't encourage you. Hey, shh. Don't make a noise. Don't sweat on the floor. It's like a clinic. A gym should be a place where you can lift. And if you lift weights and you push yourself, you're going to scream. Yeah. You're going to shout. It's going to be noisy. That's the way it is. People now, they don't like hard work. They want to have the result, but they don't want to take the journey. And it's the journey which makes you, not the result.
He's 100% right about this. I think he's talking more about gyms like Planet Fitnesses or like chain gyms where you just can't go crazy and actually get after it. In Planet Fitness, if you wear like a cutoff sleeve shirt, sometimes they might say something to you. Or if you make a little too much noise, the alarms will go off and they'll kick you out. I get it. That's their thing, whatever. But sometimes, depending on where you live, you have so many options. I live in Texas. We have the most options. There's a million gyms within 30 minutes of me. You kind of get to pick and choose and find the best gyms there are. If you live in like a small town, you might only have a 24-hour fitness, maybe a Planet Fitness down the road, which is unfortunate. You can still get great lifts in. The mentality is just completely different. I think Planet Fitness does like a pizza thing once a week or once a month where you get free pizza. How does that happen? How is that a thing? It's a gym to get in shape, not to tempt people and entice people to eat pizza and go back to eating.
I don't think
bad
they
food.
do that no more.
I don't understand that concept. You're definitely blessed if you live in a good area.
If you ever want an example of an athlete who has lost touch with reality and the common man, listen to Odell Beckham speak about money. It's nearly impossible to build generational wealth on a 5-year, $100 million contract.
What?
That's what he said. He goes, people don't understand how hard it is when you only make now I'm paraphrasing, when you only make $100 million. He goes, the first 40 goes to the government.
Okay.
Now you're left with 60.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure I could make things work with a net of $60 million.
Absolutely.
And then he goes, well, you got to buy a house. You probably got to buy your mom or dad or your parents a house.
You do.
So now you're buying 2 houses. Everybody needs a car. And in my head, I'm like, okay, let's even say you bought a $500,000 house.
Right.
That's a beautiful home.
Of
let's
course.
say you bought 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $1 million. Now you're down to 59.
Right.
Let's say you bought 5 cars, $100K each. Now you're at 58.5.
You're still fine.
Like, You have enough money when you have a 5-year, $100 million deal. If you F it up, you got nobody to blame but you.
I'm out here finally behind the wall. Check this out. This is the city they said was just a rumor. It is real and it is freezing and beautiful. I'm walking under these glass bridges. Look at the water down there. Still half ice, half steam. Man, honestly.
Whoever you are who told me to jump 50 times when I woke up, you're right. For the past 2 days, the moment I wake up, I jump 50 times. No more, no less. And I've had a good day
I'm gonna try
twice, the 2 days that I've done it. And I think that this is the hack to being alive.
Blood
so
pumping.
thank you.
They have taken
I heard
the
to try, right?
entire film of The Shining and they have overlapped it over itself, where one version is playing forwards and the other version is playing backwards. So it's overlapping.
And you play it at the same exact
At
time?
the same time. So one reel is going end to start, and the other one is going start to end. And there's multiple moments when you watch this, and there's highlights of it on YouTube. There's compilations of it, and it's really crazy when you see what images overlap with each other at certain moments. When Wendy's looking for Jack, that is overlapped with Jack throwing his tennis ball around inside the main room, and it literally looks as though Jack is like punching her body because he's like throwing a tennis ball. Jack and Danny, when they have the conversation on the bed, that overlaps with Jack and Grady in the bathroom in the third act of the movie perfectly. And it's like when you watch it, both images, both characters in each situation are looking at each other, and it's just wild watching the conversation take place.
I have to look this
It's
up.
really
Could it have been being concerned why a full-on teenager was bothering his 5-year-old brother?
What do you mean? What are you saying?
Also say in your story that you and your father had to come to an understanding.
Tried to, well, I erased the music, but you can't erase the voices. You got to keep the vocals, so it turns off in a little bit. Y'all try to ignore that part.
You say my father was abusive, whooping your ass. You had to leave home. I'm a grown-ass man with kids.
First chapter.
You my older brother, same bedroom type shit. What would make a father beat the fuck out of a 13-year-old to the point that he decided he was going to leave home and he didn't want to come back? Not only did he not want to come back, he's going to make a narrative up that he's going to maintain for 30-some years. What could you have possibly done? Could it have been being concerned why a full-on teenager was bothering his 5-year-old brother?
What do you mean? What are you saying?
I'm not stuttering.
Did
What would make a grown man, if the story is what was out of the horse's mouth, the horse says, he got up to a physical altercation with his father, right?
right.
You're supposed to be 12, 13. You claim CPS was involved. So as a grown man, and I'm reliving this in my mind, right? As you tell it. Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
Early 80s, right?
So he would be
So
13.
you telling me it was some white folks in Cincinnati that had a badge on their lapel that said CPS, and they came to the home of a dark-complected Negro and a high yellow black one. And this high yellow child came out and said, what? Because according to your story, you came out and you told them eloquently that you were of age and you decided that you could no longer sustain the type of abuse that was ongoing in your household, and it was necessary for you to separate yourself, emancipate yourself. And because you knew there were bigger dreams, You left your little brothers and proceeded to go on this journey of self-enlightenment.
Sleeping in parks. Homeless, sleeping in parks.
If that's the case, boy, you're 1 in a million, nigga. You're 1 in a million, nigga. And my whole life is a lie. And if I don't say anything now, that's exactly what will happen. My whole life will be a lie. My dad's whole life will be a lie. All left to this nigga's narrative.
Your smart TV is spying on you. Be aware of the fact that your Apple Watch is listening. And there's cameras everywhere. There's microphones everywhere. You know, you can't just assume that your conversation is private.
Can you disable a smart TV?
No, you need to power it off entirely.
Like unplug it.
Turning it off is not sufficient enough. Our phones, our Alexas, our Apple Watches, our smart TVs are collecting data on us. And there's AI now that grabs keywords that people say, and then it's assigned to an agent, and that agent then goes through and looks at the conversation and sees if it's worth picking up on and investigating further. So it's not necessarily just about the fact that we're being mass surveilled. It's about the fact that we have AI tools now that are helping people more rapidly process this information that I think is extremely scary, because AI gets it wrong. And you may be saying something that you think is innocent. Whether or not it's interpreted that way by AI or whether or not it's interpreted as innocent by the person that gets assigned that case is not up to you.
That's a pretty scary thought.
It's wild. I mean, think about it. We never turn our phones off. I never turn my phone off. The only time I turn off my phone is to like restart it. Like I turn it off for 5 minutes and turn it back on. My phone's always on all night on the charger next to me. It's on. Our TV, when we turn it off, you know what stays on? That little red light, that little red light in the bottom right corner. My monitor right here, when I turn it off, there's a little red light at the bottom that's on. So do they ever turn off? Guy's got a point. And it does, make sense, I guess, that they'll pick up keywords you're texting, you're saying without even being on the phone, like me right here reacting with you guys, picking up things like keywords. I mean, that's what they're doing.
Seeing how women in Iran just decided to stop wearing the mandatory headscarf and stopped following the public dress code laws, which have been some of the strictest laws of the current Iranian government. No government approval, just millions of women choosing freedom at the same time. And now you rarely see young women in Iran following the public dress code and modesty laws. They basically erased some of the strictest laws in the history of the current Iranian government through pure civil disobedience and mass non-compliance, which is a powerful learning lesson for everyone in the world that the only thing standing between a bullshit law and your freedom is enough people simply refusing to obey it.
Craft, and they gave the finger.
Okay, they were parked around the side of the crater. Yeah. Okay, they were not parked on it; they were floating above it. Okay, yeah. So there were hundreds of these 9-foot reptilian guys standing with their legs. Hundreds. Yeah, they were all the way across underneath their vehicles.
Okay,
standing
so
on the crater.
Feet, and what do they look like?
They're ugly looking, lizard, alligator type people. They got the same skin as the lizards got, okay? And terrible looking faces. But then they have the ability to shift and look like a human. All of them do, okay?
Okay, do you think Von Braun was a reptilian?
No.
You really don't?
No.
Okay.
Your president, yes.
Oh, which one? George Bush Sr.? Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Bill Clinton and this guy you got rid of. Yeah.
Yeah.
They all were.
Right.
Okay. So, and they all have this ability to make themselves look like real good-looking people.
And you're saying Trump isn't one?
No, he's not. Okay.
Well, that's a relief.
And and he knows more about this subject than people realize.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
But trying to get back to your earlier question, these groups of extraterrestrial who work together but are at war with other extraterrestrials, okay, have these vehicles that look like a planet, like our moon is a vehicle. It's a command center for this arm. Easiest way to look at this is to put your arm out like this, and you be the center of the galaxy.
What about giant sloths? What are your feelings on those?
So I've had probably 3 years of research into this. There is, in my opinion, one location on Earth. It's in high Peru, where nobody goes. It's a bowl of mountains, impenetrable. The only way in is a helicopter in the center. To me, that that bowl is going to be like a primordial Eden. All of the cultures surrounding it have old stories of giant sloths. They all have different names for it, but they all have these stories of these giant sloths, right? They were all hunted to extinction. However, they've handed down these traditions, but nobody except for, a tiny handful of like far out tribal people have ever really got into this impenetrable bowl. And I think if they're anywhere, they're in there.
Wow. I saw a documentary once about this scientist that was essentially risking his reputation trying to find a giant sloth somewhere, maybe in the Amazon, somewhere.
Probably Peruvian Amazon. That's where I'm thinking too.
And he kept talking to people that had seen it, and he never could get a hold of it, but he had been there for years.
So the CIA casually told us that reality is a hologram, and they proved it through their project Stargate. Maybe you didn't hear in that same project, they discovered that human consciousness is it's non-local, meaning it's non-local to your body and it's non-local to your brain. So, hey, where the heck is it? Where do I go when I fall asleep? Billie Eilish, I think, knows the answer. I don't know. Anyways, this is my driver.
Don't eat and drink at the same time, because the things that digest liquids don't digest solids. So you're making your body do all sorts of work that it don't need to do. And then when you think of how we eat and the time that we eat, there are certain things that you should not eat according to the time of day. That's why it's called break fast, because when you wake up, you're breaking the fast that you had while you were asleep. And so you have to be careful some of the things that you ingest. One of the worst things you can do is eat a big breakfast, because by 10 o'clock, you're ready to go to sleep. Because the energy that it takes to digest the food is the same energy it takes to do your work. So you eating all this pancake and sausage and bacon and saying, this is a good breakfast. This is a healthy heart. No, that's going to put you to sleep by 10 o'clock. That's why you need the coffee break to get out there and get some of that caffeine to keep you awake until you get to lunch, which is going to put you to sleep by 2 o'clock.
When King James edited the Bible, it was him and 47 other clergymen. They removed the book of Enoch because that's the key to different realms, different intelligences. And if you want to keep control over somebody or a group of people, you remove that. So then you see certain whistleblowers coming out saying they're using Enochian texts to channel different beings. I believe when they used to sell Ouija boards at Walmart as a toy for children.
Put a Ouija board on the screen.
They used to sell Ouija boards in stores as a child's toy.
Still do.
All of these beings always want some type of child, because if you look into ancient texts, ancient cultures, if they were indeed influenced by non-human intelligences, those non-human intelligences demanded child. So it had me thinking, okay, so what am I really up against here?
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, y'all know what to do. Hit that like button. Hit that comment. Hit that subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000. I never thought I would have been even thinking about 100,000, right? I remember I used to say we're on the road to 100. We're on the road to 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. We're on the road to 100,000, y'all. Let's get that plaque. Let's get that plaque, y'all. I appreciate all the love you guys have been showing a lot of support. Kind of feel like the channel is starting to grow, and I'm moving up the chain of commands in this TikTok genre, y'all. So I appreciate all that love you guys have been showing. But it's Sunday. I got to go to a freaking little birthday party here in a couple hours. I told Mom and Bear we're only going for a couple hours. I want to come home and unfortunately watch my Cardinals get, their butts kicked. But, I'm a Cardinal fan. Y'all, I'm going to watch it. So that's the plan today. Get some breakfast in me right now. and then start getting ready to get this video out to you guys. So I hope everyone out there has had a good weekend. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Later.